What is up, my fellow skeletons? UnKellAble here, and welcome back to Jackpot Crash Course. Now, where we last left off, we got to experience a little bit more of Vic's route and finalize it. We also got this ending I felt like was the best possible outcome when it came to Sailor and the main protagonist, Eddie, surviving. Even though, unfortunately, Vega and Sandbag did pass away, fortunately, from the death of the game itself. But hopefully there will be a little bit more difference in this story and this route. So without further ado, let's get into it. Poor thing, should we help him as well? I don't think getting further involved with him is the play. We still need to look out for ourselves. Besides, haven't you heard the news? Lots of investigate now. We wouldn't want to waste that limited time we have. Investigation, as if it isn't just us slowly walking around and pointing at things. This is serious. It's practically a given that everyone else's first move would be to explore each room to get used to the arena. Thankfully, the plan I had in mind goes beyond that. I want to look further into the producer side of things, not just the bare minimum of the game allows you to see. You seem like the type to go missing under mysterious circumstances after the staff takes you out back. Exactly my point. The whole place is an elaborately built set. Think about all the different layers that could be surrounding it. There's not a chance these walls don't have something hidden behind them. Hell, or under the floors. Don't even get me started on the vents. If I were to guarantee one thing, is that there's always some kind of reward that comes with being thorough. We could find something that'll help us in the next game. Sounds promising, but I'm more worried about any of us getting into some serious trouble for this. It'd be awful to see you two hurt. There's gotta be a loophole we're overlooking. Suggest an excuse? You'll be joining this group for investigations, are you sure? Yes, here we go. The only thing we were told was to familiarize ourselves with the area. Just tell them you were doing that if you get caught. How long have you been standing there? For the entire rant. And you didn't think to tell me? Oh, I thought you already knew. Sorry about that. Well, if you don't mind, we're trying to have a private discussion. You can go along and... What he said isn't too bad of an idea, though. I doubt they'd promise anyone when they haven't explained the details in the first place. Most likely just let us off with a warning. If it's alright with everyone, I could tag along. Was planning to do the same anyway, so... Sure, I don't see a problem with that. I do. He just came up with an excuse for you. Well, but still, shouldn't you ask for my opinion before letting others in on it? Oh, sorry, I wasn't supposed to? Why? It's not like you're the leader anyway. Of course I'm the... technically we didn't make a vote or anything, but I did come up with a plan and was the one to recruit you two for a specific reason, while he's... In that case, we should take a vote right now. Would that make you happy? I mean, I can just leave. I vote for the ball guy. Huh? Oh no, I'm not sure who to vote for just yet. Vote for the bull guy. Don't. Works for me. All settled then. Cheers to our new leader. No, thanks. Really, guys. Oh, I'm sorry you didn't get the position you wanted. Would you like to be the vice leader instead? No, it's all good. Perfectly pleased with the results. If this is what the people want, then who am I to argue? Someone taking this well. Show us the way, leader. This better not become a whole thing. Okay, I guess we're the leader in this group. Alright, we shouldn't waste any more time. Let's split up and search for... But shouldn't we introduce ourselves to our leader before that? What? Are you going to suggest playing icebreakers or truth or dare while we're at it? Just so you know, I'm not risking revealing any personal information out here. Yeah, no offense, but I'd rather jump in front of a truck. I actually kind of agree with her. Whoa, I was just thinking about sharing our names. I'm Kobin. Nice to have you as our leader. The little ladybug is Poppy. She and I were partners during roulette, actually. And this eager investigator is... Don't you dare tell him my... Vega. I heard you were Gates. Oh, Eddie works fine. Not important. Are we done here? We should start with backstage first before going any further. Okay, we're just gonna do the same thing, probably. Do these concrete areas weird you out too? I guess so, yeah. It's easy to get caught up in the bright lights and theming, but there's this bizarre reminder that this is all meant to be a prison. Well, you don't need to make it sound so creepy. Don't know. It's more reassuring to me than anything else. I'd honestly prefer if they were blatant with it. Feels more honest than treating this place like a fancy resort. This room having reinforced concrete brick walls is somewhat odd. For a show that requires constant remodeling and set design, it makes me wonder if this area is older than the rest. I've never been in a backstage area before. It feels upscale. Come to think of it, I don't think I've done a regular stage either. Cool, I'm glad we're making party advice. Still unconscious seems troubled. Well, it seems quite the party. What brings a flock together? We're just scouting around for now, and then these secrets. Post as you. No, you will not. This is meant to be classified, everyone. Oh, I hope I'm not intruding. Nah, I'll catch you later. Ta-ta. It's very similar. Look, a camera. Perhaps we can use this to communicate with audience members outside. Would they really allow that? Maybe if you lean closer to the audience, we'll be able to see that pimple on your hairline. But, hey, I do not have a pimple. Don't worry, that's not very noticeable, especially since the camera's not even on. Oh. Even if it was, it's reality TV, not to mention we're only live when on stage. I doubt they'd air anything that don't want on shown. Like Vega's acne. Exactly. Quiet. It's locked. Seems to be the door to Cupid's dressing room. The host's private room. I'm sure there could be some incredibly damning information here. Only one of us knew how to pick locks. Wait, do none of you know how to pick locks? Why would we? Well, I don't know. You're all criminals, aren't you? Wouldn't it make sense statistically for one of you to know how? Statistically, no. If that's the case, wouldn't it make sense for you to know how? You're just as much of a criminal as any of us. The last part's debatable. But yes, I just don't have any of the correct tools with me. Wait, you actually know how? How talented! I didn't know cosmologists could do that. I should have guessed. You seem like the type to have a creepy set of skills like that. Let me guess, was your crime stalking? It's not creepy to know how to get into places others would prefer you stayed out of. It's a very versatile skill yet set to have. Regardless, it seems this isn't somewhere we can access at the moment. Oh, hello. Hats off to the costume department. I'm quite happy with the uniform they prepared for me. How about you? Did you request anything? Just something normal. Oh, I'm sorry they didn't follow it. Someone must have missed the note. Is it really that bad? So you hate your get up though? It's not terrible, just a bit warm. Could have been worse. Look at me. What, do you not normally wear pigtails and polka dots? Shut up, Desk Jackie. Perhaps the mirror is only one way. Without a doubt, something's on the other side. Maybe Bolt Guy should smash it. Well, I don't know how about that. There should be a less violent way of checking. See if your fingernails are touching with your reflection. Hasn't that been debunked? Regardless, it's an obvious spot to hide cameras. Who knows what footage they can get of us and edit into something else or use it as evidence to punish us. We should be careful with what we say. So we shouldn't be talking out loud about sneaking into staff areas and finding out what they're planning? Sheesh. Okay, I'm starting to notice there's a pattern. Even though there's different routes, they're all kind of the same main... I did say that before, but now it's kind of like prominent just how much of similarities there are between the routes. There's not very much differences, if that makes sense. Other than maybe the endings? That I'm not 100% sure, though. Have you listened to anything I said? Being thorough is the key here. I thought we just... No, we already talked to her about that. What am I missing? Oh, the photo, that's right. A wall plastered with posters and adverts of flashy-looking people in them. Is this some sort of Hall of Fame for the previous winners? How generous of them to include their smiling faces to motivate us. Almost like it's a shrine. At least they still included Lynette. Who? Oh, she knows who the pink-haired girl is. Last season's winner. Not surprised you're a fan of this show. Just a casual watcher. She's less forgettable than all the others. A lot of people upset about her being pardoned, but honestly, a villain character winning has kept it interesting for me. Villain? She's a real person, not just some character. If you actually watched the episode, I think you'd say differently. Seems to be a little storage area for extra clothing and accessories. Okay, nothing new. I think... Is that it? I think that's about everything worthwhile here for now. We should be good to move on. Cool. I'm going to try and get through this as fast as possible. Even though I want to sit back and enjoy the story, it's kind of becoming repetitive, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to get to the key points, just so that we can kind of get an idea of what the story is like through this route, but not to where it's taken an hour and a half to make. Interesting. I wonder what kind of commentary this statue's supposed to evoke. Feeling a bit on the nose. Ah, it would have been much better if it was a grass sculpture. The green would have stood against all the red. Everything has some kind of purpose behind it. There must be a reason behind its materials and placement. Maybe if you pull on its arm, something to trigger. A hidden lever? Why didn't I think of that? Wait, Vega. You quickly grab Gaze's wrist, dragging them back from entering the fountain. Whoa. If you got something to say, then just use your words, will you? Shit, sorry. But the cuff's most likely a shocker. I don't think it's worth it to get it splashed with water. I was going to do it in a way that won't get a drop of liquid on it. Go for it then. Vega swats your hand away and continues walking into the water. It was still nice of you to point out before anything happened. They could have gone gravely hurt. Damn, so close. You actually wanted that to happen, didn't you? Vega pulls on the arms of the statue. It doesn't budge at all. No noticeable changes in the lobby either. This might have just been decor, actually. Well, we would have known that unless we tried, so let's still see if this has a win. Dive in and check the bottom titles just to be sure. Don't. So the cuff's being a shocker, is that verified? How did you figure it out? I wouldn't have never guessed that myself. It's still just a theory, but Cecilia and I were talking about it earlier and... So you aren't even sure? It's better to play it safe. The cuff's in a different material than what I'm used to. I also didn't see anyone shoot the guy. He did that on his own. Obvious when you think about it. Just wanted to test him, that's all. I'm glad we've talked this out as a team. Okay, this one might be a little bit more comical. I know Vega said we should look out for ourselves first, but I can't help but worry for that poor fellow backstage. Did you know aloe vera can be a good plant remedy for burns? His isn't technically a fire burn, but still, they promote the circulation and growth of bacteria. I do hope they have something like that in the shop. They do, but it's gonna get stolen. I'm from the future. This feels like babysitting at a theme park while you kids run around. I bet. That's strange. Oh really? I thought the confessional with theater bulbs was a tasteful addition. No, not that. This is one of the few rooms I've seen with a door like this, the walls too. They're thicker here than around the VIP entrance or the backstage rooms. Maybe it's a set thing like you were talking about earlier. You mentioned it all being one big shell, could be one of those passengers. Or it could be soundproofing. We had thicker walls like that where I used to work and they did wonders keeping things quiet. Never would have guessed gardeners out of all the jobs were a part of the market for these. Well, you learn something about me every day. Wait, that's not the only thing off. What is it? The slot to insert something to use this, it's too small to be chips. Most if not all payphones are used with coins, crazy, I know. No, for once he's onto something. For once. It's weird that everything else is chip-oriented except this. Did Cupid ever mention currency outside of chips? Maybe he forgot. Being on stage can be very stressful after all. I doubt it, he seemed right at home. Seems to be a phone booth shaped like a confessional, the door is bolted shut. Seems to be open only by inserting something, but the slot is too small for chips. Staff member that appears to be security stands beside the entrance labeled as VIP. Wait, we should stay back. There seems to be a guard posted here. Why, are you nervous? I didn't see any lockers for you to be stuffed into, so you shouldn't have anything to worry about. It's not that. There's standing alert by a restricted area that may hold confidential information about the game itself. If we get too close and are spotted, who knows what they may do to us? Aren't they just guarding that VIP door? Exactly, there's nothing to be intimidated by, Vega. They're just here to do their job. Here, just watch. Hello, sir. How are you doing? Your entry is denied. Well, it's not healthy to keep things bottled up like that. I think he just means entry to the VIP area is denied. No, maybe he's got a lot of emotional baggage. We should keep bugging him. Buddy, it's okay, you can open up. The guard seems to be ignoring your group. Aw, don't be like that. Stop coordinating with the enemy. Now let's see. How's it we're supposed to get inside? Contestants with a minimum of 20 chips may enter. Oh, I didn't realize you were still listening. Thanks for letting us know. Cool. Good that we know that now. Infunno. Very clever. I don't really get it, but I do like fun. I hope they have corn mazes. They were my favorite affairs as a kid. I don't think that is the kind of fair. One of the mass staff mentioned opportunities to gain chips throughout the show. This must be one of them. You're saying this is some kind of carnival-themed gambling pit? Gambling? Oh, is she allowed to go in there? Saying that they're completely okay with the possibility of exploding my skull, I assume the legality of me walking in a casino is the least of their worries. How old are you again? Old enough to fuck your mom. Yeah, that sounds about right. I should have just scouted alone. Alright, and then we kind of go through this all over again. I'm surprised by most of the food offerings. They seem better quality than what was offered to me during my jail time. I've expected you to accuse it of being poisoned. Something being labeled beer batter, battery acid, milkshake is already doing the heavy lifting of that for me. I think the food is poisonous, but that's no secret I have to accuse it of. How are all the flashy lights and loud noises and fried food smells treating you? Not great, to be honest. Maybe we should take a bet to see who can last here longer without having a stroke. I'll pass, thanks. Hardly anything decent to eat. The closest thing I can find to my usual diet is fried caprese salad. Wasn't even aware that was a thing you could fry. Okay. I think that's about everything worthwhile here for now. We should be good to move on. Alright, cool. And just before anyone who's picking up at this point, painting depicting an execution by electrical chair, pretty much the wall of death. A painting depicting an execution by firing squad. Painting depicting an execution by burning. Exclamation point. You'll notice a familiar face in the shop near the counter. Shit, is that... Do you think he's here to spy on us? I think he's busy haggling with the cashier. Maybe we're not as important as you think we are. Well, he's still the host. That seems like a pretty high status to have down here. Who knows what he's planning to do to us? Do you think the pink balding man will show up in your nightmares tonight? That's not... It's perfectly okay to be scared, Vega. It's something natural and nothing to be ashamed of. I'm not scared of him. Edwin, help me out here. Yeah, we should be wary. Vega's right. Those masked assistants were trailing right behind him. He's someone important for sure. We shouldn't let our guards down. Still, they need to piss their pants over just seeing him. I did not piss my pants. But if he is important, that means he has answers, right? If our goal is to learn more about the show, why don't we ask him directly? Do you hear yourself? A death game host being honest and cooperative is unthinkable. They're all sadistic, bloodthirsty, backstabbing weasels who... You know I can hear you guys from here, right? I'm not associated with them. Edwin, why don't you do the talking? Why me? Well, you're the leader, aren't you? Wow, what a quick turnaround. Oh, this is completely different. This isn't even us, like, tackling him or nothing. Okay, intriguing. Well, okay. What are you planning? Well, right now I'm getting bad habits if the shopkeeper weren't being so damn greedy. No, not. What's your plan with the show? What's your game here? You'd have to ask the production on that. Of the call sheet. You know, most people open a conversation with hi or hello, right? Then why host the show? Are you truly here just to follow orders from those controlling everything? Yeah, that's typically what a job is. Most jobs don't include pointing a gun from a demon's throat at people just to watch them squirm. If I wanted to watch people suffer, I could have just watched the show. Sorry to disappoint, but if you're looking to talk with a showrunner, you're talking to the wrong guy. However, if you're looking for an autograph, I've got discounts on them right now. Nah. What did you do to the contestant? You mean sandbag? I didn't do anything. But he seemed like a very healthy fellow. I don't think he'd just suddenly fan on his own like that. Oh no, something was done to him. It just wasn't me. I saw the marks on his wrist, electrical burn, right? Production controls the punishments then. Protecting the host probably, didn't want him to knock his fake teeth out. If they were doing that, I doubt I'd be in the position I'm in now. But they were broadcasting and he was acting volatile. You put a bunch of criminals in the same room and flashed lights on them. The hell did you think was going to happen? I don't control that either. Complain to our lighting department. But you gotta admit, it was pretty good theatrics. Information card, electrical burn, okay, the same thing. So are you truly not that important in the grand scheme of things? It really is. Very wise, Poppy. I'd argue that the host is a pretty solid position, but if you want to be weird asshole about it. Mr. King, please make your way to the dressing room. Shooting will begin again momentarily. I'd really love to continue chatting, but duty calls. Try not to make too long with whatever it is you're doing. We're behind schedule enough as it is. Cupid gives your group one last judging look before heading out of the shop. Okay, nice. Moving on. Too bad that blanket's out of my price range. Do you really plan on spending all your time sleeping between games? What else is there to do? True. They seem rather concerned with keeping us separate from the shop attendant. Probably an issue with past season contestants trying to rob the items or chips. Or there's something behind the counter we're not meant to see. Huh. An autograph poster from the host for free is quite a generous deal. Still a bit too expensive for my taste, unfortunately. Damn. Items that probably shouldn't be sold to criminals are neatly put on view behind a thick glass display. So far, everything's been pretty similar. Someone already bought a 20 ship item. And it's a first aid kit, too. What a relief. I hope it's for the guy who's fainted. How reckless can they be to spend on something that constantly before interviews are even done? Were they even paying attention during introduction? Without a word, Poppy placed some of her chips on the shop window. What are you doing? What does it look like? You can't just march right up and buy things like that. Why not? I mean, you can, but as I just said, the chips are like our lives. Shouldn't you think more critically before spending it? It's also all I'll ever need. What did you get, Poppy? Oh, nice. The sleeping mask. Oh, that suits you. Good choice, honestly. Don't encourage her. What are you getting then? Glad you asked. I'm saving up to get something that really matters. The only thing worth noting on the menu is obviously the fan message. Really? Thought you would prefer the suite. Why on earth would I? You can't seriously believe that room is actually private. Ah, it's not? It'll obviously be bugged with secret cameras scattered every inch in space. I'd rather explain to the audience directly what I'm trying to accomplish and clear my name. And spend all my savings and set foot in an obvious scam. You seem confident they'll listen to you. People watch this show because they're curious about who we are, how the stage works, what the next game will be. And when you're curious, you tend to get attached to those who can directly provide you the answers. Speaking like there's any guarantee that will actually air. Fair enough. The cashier is protected behind a thick, transparent barrier. There's a small opening at the bottom you can use to exchange chips. A drop below the window. Seems to be where you can purchase and receive items listed on the menu. I think that's about everything worthwhile here for now. We should be on the move. What if I do the vent? Or will it not let me? It won't. Okay. So the vent was only for Vic's route. Okay, Rona the bar. Painting depicting execution by guillotine. Painting depicting execution by lethal injection. Painting depicting execution by hanging. Look, they decorated the bar just for you, but it's just a bunch of nooses. Oh. Oh look, a nice little nook for privacy. If they bothered turning off that neon sign, I'm sure I'd be a killer place to sleep. Too bad every inch of this place is obsessed with assaulting my eyes. Shut up, shut up, shut up, look! Whoa. Yes, as you can see, there's... Vega does have a pimple right above their hairline, no way. No, I think Vega actually spotted something. Looks like there's a vent on the ceiling. Oh, another vent. It could potentially lead through somewhere off limits. And a concealed space, no less. I don't think the architects were thinking about the layout for a space full of criminals very well. I don't blame them. The turnaround for building a new set every season can't be easy. I can't imagine their laborers are being treated very well under these constraints. Maybe we should file a complaint on their behalf about the... Would you two shut up already? Information card received. Bar vent. Are we testing the vent out? If there's nobody manning the bar and there are no cameras within the alcove, we should be safe to explore it. There weren't any rooms north of the bar that we had access to, meaning the vent likely leads somewhere off limits. Like a janitor's closet. Exactly. That was meant to be a dig, but it might even be sadder that you got excited by that. It's not what's in the closet that could be exciting, but where that could lead to. The staff-only areas connect with one another. If we find a closet, it may lead to a break room, and that break room could lead to where the showrunners work or where the show's analytics are stored. The custodian's closet is the first step to what could become a grand conspiracy. I never knew you were so passionate about janitorial duties. Still, perhaps we missed something. Maybe another sweep would be advantageous. If we have to walk around and dig through every little corner again, I'm ditching. The worker that was following around Cupid on the stage mentioned things were still being set up. So you're suggesting we should wait until the producers are ready before we begin trespassing? It's very thoughtful of you. No, I'm suggesting if you want to break in, we shouldn't put it off. If the workers are busy setting up the arena, they'll be pulled away from all other responsibilities. There's a chance things could become more busy once the bar is in working order. Wow, look at you, starting to sound like an actual delinquent. And here I thought the leather jacket was trying to compensate. Good point. We'll do a quick sweep to see what's on the other side. Okay, before I do, I want to... A decorative plant. Very good. Pool table. Also very good. I don't think there's really much else to... Doesn't seem like to be open yet, but likely serves actual drinks. Alright, well, I guess we're going into the abyss. So, How are we supposed to open the vent? I've carried a lot of bagged soil, but I don't think I'm strong enough to bend metal yet. But this type of task is exactly why I wanted you in the group. Can't you at least try? I might have something. Why, got any ideas? Well, I've got a crowbar and... You didn't think to tell us? Where did you even get something like that? You couldn't have possibly smuggled it in. Dropped out of the slot machine in my cell. So that's the lucky charm they issued with. I suppose giving their brute character a blunt weapon like that would make for an interesting TV. In any case, it's absolutely something we can use to our advantage. That reminds me, what did you get? Let's focus on the task at hand. Avoiding the question. Now, Vega, that doesn't sound very fair. I'm sure only when it becomes relevant and that's final. Now get to it, we don't have much time. Curious. That'll do. Alright, Poppy, you're up. What? You know. Vega awkwardly gestures towards the vent entrance, looking back and forth between it and Poppy. You want me to go in there? Yeah, Coben's the muscle, you're the scout, and that's why I approached you guys, remember? I figured it was because everyone else thought you were annoying and were avoiding you. That too. Fine, give me a boost. Be quick, try not to be too lackadaisical about it. If I get caught, I'm telling them you told me to do it. Problem. Jesus Christ, you scared me. What is it? Did you get caught? Nah, nothing that exciting. I found a room, but I just can't get the vent from the other side open. Oh, do you need to borrow my crowbar? Wearing a free weapon I can swing around at unsuspecting passerbys sounds tempting, but there's no way I'd be able to use that. I need someone stronger to come with. Fine. Let me go in first. You can give me directions from behind. What a gentleman. You're gonna take a left right here. Thanks. Did you see what was on the other side at all? Not really. It was pretty dark in there. Smelled like a hospital, though. A hospital? Why, you scared of doctors or something? Huh? Oh, nah, it's just... Why would they have a hospital here? They clearly aren't using it to help the contestants. Wow, you're starting to sound like Vega. You were close to being tolerable with the crowbar stunt, but it's losing steam. I'll try to tone it down. Maybe it's for the staff. Huh? The hospital. Maybe it's in case any of the staff get hurt. You think there's any staff we can snag there? Stealing from a medical unit. That's a cold of you, bull guy, even for a criminal. 20 chips for a medkit is steep. And I'm sure if it's bad enough, they'll get their staff an actual clinic sooner than they would us. That is assuming they have benefits. Another left. Aw, thanks. How much do you think they get paid anyway? I'd assume a lot considering what they're being asked to do. On top of being stuck down here with us. That too. Why are you interested in applying? It wouldn't be too bad a gig. Do you think they'd hire convicts? Maybe the winner could try for it. Oh, that would actually kind of make sense because Vic was originally part of the crew until he got arrested and put back into the actual, contestant part. So yeah, they probably would. The winner? Do you not plan on winning? It's here. Yeesh, you're right. It does smell like a hospital. Ladies first. Yeah. Press space repeatedly to pop the vent open. Space. Cool. Oh. Is this... Nice to see they're prepared at least. Definitely not a hospital then. Still bizarre seeing a morgue. Right? I have expected them to just leave our bodies to rot wherever they fell. Information card received. Morgue. Ooh, a new area. A morgue with the purpose of storing the deceased contestants' bodies. Okay. The vent you dropped from is right above. We should check everything out before heading back. Hey, over here. Brutal bull. Oh, that's foreboding. Look, there's one for lackadaisical pest too, and one for paranoid cosmologist. Seems there's one for each of us. That's cute. They're unlocked too. How fucked up would it be if we opened it and our own bodies were in there? Okay, well now I have to check. Seriously? Okay, yeah, empty. You actually think you'd find something in there? The thought of it was freaking me out. Wouldn't have been able to leave without knowing or I'd be thinking about it all day. Wes. Hey, wait. What about the other ones that got stuff on it? I mean, the clipboards? I don't recognize the roll on it. Do you think these are the people that died during the preliminary rounds? Looks like it. Check this out. Oh. Participant 1 Baker, 1 Bravo, deceased. Round, preliminary, roulette. Incident report, player elimination. Cause of death, gunshot wound. Anatomical summary, gunshot wound number 1. Fatal GSW entering through interior midline scalp and exiting right posterior scalp. No projectile recovered. Participant 2 Alpha, deceased. Round, preliminary, roulette. Incident report, player disqualification, tampering of equipment. Cause of death, gunshot wound. Anatomical summary, gunshot wound number 1. Fatal, GSW entering through the right posterior midline scalp and partially exiting left interior scalp. Partial bullet recovered from left interior scalp. Participant 2 Baker, 2 Bravo, deceased. Round, preliminary, roulette. Incident report, player disqualification, tampering of equipment. Cause of death, gunshot wound. Anatomical summary, gunshot wound number 1. Non-fatal GSW entering through lateral left knee and exiting interior left knee. No projectile recovered. Anatomical summary, gunshot number 2. Fatal GSW entering through the left posterior axilla. Mushroom bullet recovered from the right upper abdomen. Participant 6 Bravo, deceased. Round, preliminary, roulette. Incident report, player elimination. Cause of death, gunshot wound. Anatomical summary, gunshot number 1. Potentially fatal GSW entering through left lower abdomen. Relatively intact bullet recovered from right lumbar region, 2 inches. Anatomical summary, gunshot wound number 2. Non-fatal GSW entering through right hypothenar eminence and exiting through right hypothenar. No projectile recovered. Anatomical summary, gunshot wound number 3. Potentially fatal GSW entering through the lower umbilical region and exiting through the posterior sacrum. Bullet penetrates through the small intestine and lumbar vertebrae. No projectiles recovered. Anatomical summary, gunshot number 4. Fatal GSW entering through the right anterior axilla and exiting posterior right axilla. No projectiles recovered. Anatomical summary, graze wound number 1. Above brow, 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch. Anatomical summary, graze number 2. Below left anterior axilla, 2 1/3 by 1/4. Okay, I don't know what happened with that one, but someone took the shotgun and used it or something. Participant 8 Alpha, deceased. Round, preliminary, roulette. Incident report, player elimination. Cause of death, gunshot wound. Anatomical summary, gunshot wound number 1. Fatal GSW entering through the interior left neck and exiting through the right posterior neck. No projectile recovered. Participant 10 Bravo, deceased. Round, preliminary, roulette. Incident report, player elimination. Cause of death, gunshot wound. Anatomical summary, gunshot wound number 1. Fatal GSW entering left upper chest and exiting left lateral back. No projectile recovered. Participant 10 Alpha, deceased. Round, preliminary, roulette. Incident report, player contravention, refusal to proceed to game area. Cause of death, excited delirium. Anatomical summary, abrasions. Electrical burn on right flexor. Scarring along right flexor. Autopsy reports, can we open the trays? Locked. Why, did you want to gawk at the bodies or something? No, nothing like that. I guess it's just weird knowing there were other contestants. There's a chance we could have met them if things turned out differently. At least they weren't alone. Even if we never met them, they got the decency of dying with somebody else. Though they'd only known each other for a few minutes, I'm sure they still appreciated it. Guess so. Card received. Preliminary round player autopsies. Words. So many words. The autopsy of players that died in the preliminary rounds. Participant 1 Baker died from a gunshot wound after being eliminated. Participant 2 Alpha died from a gunshot wound after they were caught tampering with equipment. Participant 2 Bravo died from a gunshot wound after they were caught tampering with equipment. Participant 6 Bravo died from multiple gunshot wounds after being eliminated. Participants 8 Alpha died from a gunshot wound after being eliminated with redacted information implying the results were altered. Participant 10 Alpha died due to heart attack caused by the handcuff after their partner lost and they refused to continue with the game. Participant 10 Bravo died from a gunshot wound after being eliminated. Oh, okay. That's weird. What is? These files on the contestants include their medical information. I guess it's nice for them to keep tabs on any health conditions we have. Yeah, but why keep it from in the morgue? Is there anything worth knowing about in there? I thought the grand conspiracy Vega was talking about included whether or not anyone here has asthma. Actually, hey, let me look at theirs. I want to see if there's anything embarrassing. Doesn't have anyone's name, just says Participant 1 alpha and stuff. Damn. Well, is there anything worth making fun of? Give me a sec. Participant 1 alpha, damage to thyroid. One of them has chronic sciatica. It just means that their the nerve alongside their hips are pinching and there's no cushioning there. So it's like your nerve line being constantly pressed. Participant, sorry, participant 10 alpha, history of heart conditions, ... That's all I can really get from it. It's a lot of medical jargon. I forgive you. There's probably wasn't much I could riff off of anyways. Any medical supplies we were hoping to steal? No, I'm sure an actual doctor looking through this could find something useful, but it all looks the same to me. I guess the equipment for examining a dead body isn't as in line with examining a live one. Who would have guessed? Hey, take a look. Did you find something gross? No, but there's a spreadsheet open. I prefer you find the brain or something. Oh, round 1 preliminary status. So 1 Baker, 2 Alpha, 2 Bravo, 6 Bravo, 8 Alpha, 10 Alpha, and 10 Bravo are all dead. Information card received preliminary statuses. You suddenly feel the back of your throat choke as you hear voices fast approaching from down the hall. Oh, I thought he was leaving. He just had a going away party last week, didn't he? Nah, started gambling again on his probation. Shit. Let's go. Poor bastard, at least they were open to rehiring him. Right, hired. But yeah, he's damn good security. I can see why they offered again. With his habits. Maybe even because of those habits. Eddie? Are you listening? Eddie! Huh? What are you doing? Come on! We need to go. I've been staying that. No time. Did you hear that? Hear what? Could have sworn I heard the tray door. Ooh, spooky. Maybe they're trying to get out and seek revenge on their prison guards. Don't even bring that up. This place gives me the creeps. Even if we had zombie serial killers roaming the place, I don't think we'd have anything to worry about. It's not like we're the ones who shot him. I've just been on edge ever since management brought up a break-in. Has security not fixed that yet? Apparently not. I don't know if they're even sure. Tammy told me there was a missing med kit from the shop. But for all we know, someone might have just misplaced it. That's annoying. We're already rushed enough as is. I don't even want to guess what upper management's planning. Probably figuring out if there's anyone left they can give overtime to that isn't already crunching. Hey, if we're lucky, maybe that devil will offer some gift cards in exchange for it. Don't count on it. The door clicks shut and you each hear their footsteps trail down the hall. You still alive? Yeah, I think we're good to leave. Agreed. Information card received. Break-in. Wow, we're getting a lot more information in this one. Break-in. Read, yes. According to the staff, somebody that isn't supposed to be here had broken into the Bet and Forgive studio. They are yet to be caught. Aww. This is way different from what I remember. Not even what I remember. This is way different from all the other routes. Like, I actually find this way more information and intriguing. You have a desk with or something? What's everything? Let's go. Alright. I want to just... Can we leave? Can't tell you if you're acting dumb to entertain me or if you just genuinely want to get caught. I want to get caught. Alright, let's go. The vent you dropped down from is right above. Return to bar. Honey, we're home. Shh, look. How long have they been there? Arrived a few minutes ago after Vic, Elise, and Bones came in then left. Who are they again? The trivial tycoon, nonsensical jokester, and deadly dreamboat. I think they're planning on doing something to Sailor's group. Who are they again? You guys really don't have any of everyone's names and roles memorized yet. Sailor, Rook, and Maneki. They're the dappy goon, loyal equestrian, and tongue-tied enigma. Do you think the bartender suspects anything? Why do you ask? Well, all us whispering crowded into that shady corner of a bar, I'd say we're pretty inconspicuous. Coben's been keeping them busy, but I'm unsure if they were sent here because they were assigned to bartend, or because a camera we missed got us. Well, if they haven't said anything yet, I'd hope we're in the clear. We can't be sure. Let's retrieve him before he reveals anything he shouldn't. Coben. Hello. I was just talking to the bartender about the drinks they have on offer. Anything good? Questionable. Yes, that's very nice. We were actually coming over to get you. It has a flavor I've never experienced in ginger drinks before. Do you know where you source the ginger root? No. Did you seriously order something while I was looking away? What'd I say about spending chips? What about the kale? Do you think it's not mixing well with the agave nectar? How should I know? Just make it your drink and leave. Yes, let's. Vega tugs Coben away from the bartender and to the corner of a bar. The bartender turns to trouble himself with something else. Oh my god. I assumed it was the agave, but a second taste I'm unsure. Are you guys still talking about that drink? It's weird. I don't think I ever tasted something like that before. Weird in a good way or weird in a bad way? Bad. Would you three shut up about that? The vents. What did you find in the vents? Did you find the janitor's closet? If they do have a janitor, they're not doing a very good job. It was dusty as hell in there. What was back there? Just a bunch of dead bodies. Very funny. I suppose it was just dead end then. No, it was actually a bunch of dead bodies. It was a morgue. A morgue? The autopsy of players that had died in preliminary rounds. Yeah. Not relevant right now. Oh, okay. There were 20 cabinets labeled with each of the contestants' roles. They store bodies and perform autopsies. Oh, but why? I thought they were catching all of our deaths on camera since they're the only ones carrying it out in the first place. Wouldn't an examination of the body be a tad bit redundant? Especially since this show is an alternative way for executions. Foul play can still run rampant, I'm sure. That, and despite the flashy colors and death traps, this place is still under federal jurisdiction. Can't imagine them being able to kill whenever they want without a proper identification of each death. We also found several files on each of the contestants that had died in the preliminary rounds. You did? Oh, so all the contestants that lost or weren't able to tie? Meh, a lot of them died via elimination, but there were some odd ones out. A couple died from messing with equipment. Did it say their names or who they were paired with? Just some numbers and their roles. Trying to remember what the sheet had said. Participant 1 Bravo, 6 Bravo, and 10 Bravo died from a gunshot wound after being eliminated. Participant 10 Alpha died from excited delirium. Sounds fake. Participant 2 Alpha and 2 Bravo died because they were tampering with equipment. A participant 8 Alpha died from player elimination, but it had a redacted part, like they had changed the original finding. Mostly bullet wounds, which isn't surprising, but what's with contestant 10 Alpha and excited delirium? That's right. What did that medical sheet say? Guessing this one. Participant 10 Alpha was also noted to have heart conditions, yeah. Likely a heart attack then. Or some sort of nerve damage. I heard it's common association for many bodies that have been electrocuted. Where are you hearing this kind of stuff? Aren't you a god in there? That explained the burns on the wrist. And their partners dying because of player elimination while they died of player contravention. Even though they had won, they refused to keep playing. And were electrocuted as punishment, with the one administering the punishment likely not knowing about any heart conditions, or not caring. Bold. This is great. Is it? Don't you see that what this means? A player was unlawfully executed despite meeting the requirements of the game. They had won their round and were punished for it not complying. We're not supposed to die here unless it's via the rules of the game. A punishment and an execution are very different things. I don't know. I mean, it had, but even on the autopsy they reported that it was the player's fault. And they didn't attribute the cause of death to bet and forgive, they attributed it to the player's own health conditions. Even though it does make bet and forgive look bad, it certainly isn't show ending. But hey, if you came up here with the goal of getting a small chance at having the show be minutely fined, it was a good effort. And even that won't happen unless you have that information out. But I doubt they'd air you proudly revealing something like that. Still something to keep in mind. It's not necessarily the information itself that's important, but it's that the information reveals a behavior and frame of mind from showrunners. It slips up to that degree are possible. Who's to say they don't have other things under control? This one? It's not relevant right now. Okay, it's probably this one then. Break-in, duh, obviously, under control. That's right. While we were in there and we overheard some of the staff talking about a break-in. A break-in? Who on earth would be trying to break into this place? Not many, I'd assume. That might explain how they were able to do it. Production was so busy setting up the show to keep us inside, they missed someone slipping through the cracks. But why? Staff said a first aid kit was missing. If they were coming here for something like that, couldn't they have just stolen it from a regular pharmacy? Yeah, like a normal person. No, they're definitely here for a separate reason. Perhaps it's a crazed fan, or someone with a connection to one of the contestants. Whatever the reason, we should be wary. All contestants, please proceed backstage. Interviews will begin momentarily. Once your name is called, you will be asked to go on stage. That was a big revelation and a strong first step. We made good progress today. I hope you'll do right and not lose this momentum. So what's our next step after interviews? Well, like I just said, don't lose momentum. Don't trust anyone. Even you? How are we supposed to trust their suggestions that we don't trust anyone? You know what I mean. With that, Vega gets up and makes their way backstage. Dick, not even a thank you. Maybe they just really love interviews. Probably best we head out too. I don't want to risk whatever punishment they'll give us for being late. Shoot, I didn't get to finish my drink. You don't sound very disappointed about that. Maybe Vega left because we didn't let them have a taste. Oh no, how careless of me. Didn't mean to exclude them. Should give the rest. Copen hurriedly follows after Vega with the drink in hand. Thanks, by the way, for helping me out back there. Sorry I froze on you. It's nothing. Even if you did almost fuck everything up, it was nice not being sent in there alone. Besides, it was pretty funny to see you act like a deer caught in headlights. Just don't clam up like you did in there on stage and you should be alright. Thanks. But that'd be really embarrassing. Like, that could be reputation-ending levels of humiliation. Thanks, Bobby. And don't get me started on how that could influence the games, killing yourself, and you'll be remembered in one blow. Thank you, Poppy. Despite the cutthroat words, you catch a half-hearted smile as they leave and can't help but feel alright. Hey, lackadaisical pest. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching this episode of Jackpot Crash Course. Hopefully the next episode will be the finale of the series, or at least of Chapter 1, and hopefully we can see Chapter 2 and 3 later down the line. Anyways, with that being said, click any of the annotations to see what other games I've played. I will see you all in another Let's Play. Adios, and goodbye.